Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of AnjuSpeaksTech. Now in this episode, we shall try to find out the difference between a cancellation and a termination in Postgres. Surprised? Let's find it out together. So people who work in Postgres, they are somewhat familiar how to kill a long running query in Postgres. We have two natively available functions. One is pgterminate backend, and another one is pgcancel backend. The syntax is pretty much same, just you have to write select, then the function name, and you have to pass the process id of the query as an argument. Now these two functions, that is pgterminate backend and pgcancel backend, they works in a different way, and that is our difference between termination and cancellation. So if we look at this table, pgterminate backend, it terminates the query as well as the connection. But on the other hand, pgcancel backend, it only terminates the query, but it keeps that connection. Now, let's find it out through a small demo. I've created one sandbox and I have taken two terminals of the same sandbox. And here I have installed Postgres version 17. So first what I will do is I shall try to run pgslib, and here I have provided a long value so that it will take ages to come out. Why I am doing so? It's just because I need a query which can run for longer time so that I can show you the difference. Yes, I have started. Now if I go to the other terminal, let me enable the expanded display, and now I will do select star from pg stack activity. So here you can find that we have a PID, that is 2051, against which this PG slip is running. Now first we will apply PG cancel backend, and then we will try to attempt PG terminate backend. So let's start. Select PG cancel backend, and I have to provide the PID. Now here I would also like to pay attention to the state of this query. As it is running, it shows as active. My PID is 2051. Successfully executed. And if I go to the other terminal, I can see that it says it has cancelled statement due to user request. So I have initiated a PG cancel backend. It has cancelled the statement, but it has kept this connection. Now after this, if I do a pg stat activity once again, I can find that against that same PID, that is 2051, now the state has been changed to idle, and query is that pg slip 1. Now next what I will do is, again I will run a pg slip, but this time I will change the value. So again I have started this. Now please pay attention that our PID was 2051. So I'm running this PG stack activity once again. Now here you can see that as it retained the connection. So when I have executed this pg slip for the second time, it is running against that same PID, that is 2051. And here if you see, the state has been again changed to active from idle. Now this time I shall try to attain PG terminate backend. Again the same, the syntax, select function name and PID that I have provided, successfully executed. It returns true, and if I go back to the other terminal, I can see that yes, it has terminated due to administrator command. But this time you can see that yes, servers is also closed the connection. So that's the difference between PG cancel backend and PG terminate backend. Now in real life scenarios, you may encounter some non-optimized queries which can impact your database performance if it is running for a longer time. So in that case, you may have to either terminate or cancel the same. You have to take the connection, you have to connect to the database, and then you have to find out the PID using pg start activity, and then you have to kill it by either by pg cancel backend or pg terminate. But if you want to avoid that situation, so that's why I have kept this final thoughts. So what you can do is you can either use statement timeout or idle session timeout. Now if you want, you can use it, you can use both in one session as well, because if you use only statement timeout, it will time out the statement after certain time that is specified by you, but it keeps that session. Okay. And if you again idle, if you apply this idle session timeout, so it will just close that connection. Now let's give you a demo for this as well. So now first let me set statement timeout, and by the way, I am setting it at session level, but if you want, you can also set it at user level as well. And in some cases, statement timeout can be set as database level. So statement timeout, so what I'm doing is I'm giving 2 seconds, and also I will set this parameter as well, idle session timeout. Intentionally I will keep it at higher value, let's say 20 seconds. Now I'm again going to run this pg slip, and if I go here, here you will not find that. But here if you come out, it's just a 2 seconds, so that's why select pg slave after 2 seconds, it has automatically cancelled the uh, s- statement. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me just increase this time so that let's do one thing. Let's make it 20 seconds and let's make it 20 seconds and let's make idle timeout 50 seconds. Now I have executed this. Now let's try PG stat activity. Here you can see that now it is running, that is state active PG slip. Mm, Now we shall try to focus what happens after 20 seconds. Okay. Now see, as the 20 seconds have passed, here you can see on the other terminal it has already shown cancelling statement due to statement timeout. And here from active, now the state has become idle. So that implies that already the statement timeout parameter that we have specified for this particular session, it has been implemented or executed successfully. Now, next we have also implemented say idle session timeout at 50 seconds. So after 50 seconds, we shall see that if we try to run something, it will show that the connection is closed, and this particular PID, that is 2121, which was running PG Slave earlier, this would go away because we have set this idle session timeout, so it will remove this idle session. Yes, now if you see that particular ID is now gone, and here if I try to just run something, it should show that yes, it should show as expected that server closed and the connection is lost, and then it has reattempted, and then it is connected with another session. But here the connection was lost after 50 seconds. Why? Because this that particular session, that statement was timed out, and after that the session was idle, and after 50 seconds it just timed out that session as well, and it closed that connection. So that was all for this particular episode. Please stay tuned for such for such tips and best practices, not only in the realm of databases but in the other uh, technology arenas as well. Thank you for watching.